This is Hannibal and Piper here, looking as gorgeous as ever for a daily wrestling news update. And I got my glasses on because there's a lot more news related to the lawsuit that the family of the victim of the fatal car crash, WWE Hall of Famer Sonny, was involved with. So let me get into it. Basically, she's being sued by the estate of the 75-year-old man that she allegedly killed as a result of a car accident March 25th, according to PW Insider. Civil lawsuit has been filed against both Sonny, aka Tammy Sitch, and her boyfriend, James Penty, by his estate, and his name is Julian Lasseter. And the lawsuit is seeking over $30,000, which seems a little low, but this is mainly for medical and funeral expenses, as well as the daughter of the man's pain and suffering and continued pain and suffering. This accident did happen in Ormond Beach, Florida. And the reason why the boyfriend is also being sued is because it was his car that she was driving and she did not have a license and she was not supposed to be driving. She hasn't supposed to be driving for years, as she has countless driving while impaired charges and convictions. So basically, she crashed into the vehicle that killed the man, and then that vehicle crashed into another vehicle where there were some injuries of the people in the third vehicle too. So you can imagine there might be another lawsuit from them. And of course, the insurance isn't going to cover it because she wasn't supposed to be driving. Sitch has not yet been arrested for the incident, as they're still waiting for the toxicology report and blood samples that were taken. And if you saw the screenshot, this is the man that was actually killed. And according to his obituary, among other jobs, he was a teacher, and apparently he was known for his generosity and enthusiasm for living life to the fullest, and was known for helping people as well. So sadly, this guy lost his life due to someone that we all knew this was going to happen. So it's really sad. You can't just keep doing that. And like, she's been lucky that it took this long for this to actually happen. In other wrestling news, SmackDown did its lowest rating since last July, 0.48. India wrestling is really popular in India, and my channel is actually popular in India. So hello to all the Indian viewers. They did 56.1 million for WrestleMania. Now I don't know if that is pay-per-view or if it was actually on television there. It's not clear, according to India.com, but 56 million to watch WrestleMania in India. What are they finding so great about WWE that us North Americans are missing? Because WWE is hardly running any house shows these days. Interest is so bad. Ricky Morton from the Rock and Roll Express, WWE Hall of Famer, apparently hit his head in a match this past weekend and says he was lost for the rest of the match. That actually happened to me in my match against Scorpio, Bloodhunter versus Scorpio from PCW Ultra last year. The match where I tore my chest, I also got a severe concussion from diving outside the ring and landing directly on my head, which I'm very lucky that I didn't die or get paralyzed from that. because there was no mats outside. But I don't remember anything else about the match after that. And I remember talking to Jenny Santana after, asking if we had done what we were scheduled to do in the match. And she was like, yes. So I continued wrestling for like at least 10 minutes after that concussion. And I was screwed up for a few days after that. That was definitely my hardest match as Blood Hunter versus Scorpio. And that match has about 300,000 hits on Facebook and a good amount on YouTube. Triple H did an interview with The Athletic and discussed WWE now looking to hire potential quote unquote wrestlers that have zero wrestling experience. And this policy was, I guess, put into place while he was out with his heart issues, which were fairly serious. And he brought up that they are putting people on television right now on NXT that aren't ready to be on television, but they feel that the low ratings that they are getting are pretty much stabilized now. I know they got 0.12 last week. And he also says that the reason why they're going after non-wrestlers instead of independent wrestlers is, he says, there's 500 NFL players released a year, which is a greater talent pool than going after independent wrestling talent. So they'd rather have washed up football players that just want to get hired right by WWE than people that have wanted to be wrestlers all their lives that have been on the indie scene. As I am wearing my Hannibal 420 sweater, which, by the way, you can get in the description. And let me just ask these fans, how many of these NFL recruits with no wrestling experience that they've hired have become the next Hulk Hogan, have become the next Steve Austin, have become the next Rock, who all grew up wanting to be wrestlers? Yes, The Rock did play football, but he grew up in a wrestling family. Brock Lesnar, yeah, he was an amateur wrestler. I don't know if he liked wrestling before or not, but I think if you hire people that didn't want to be wrestlers, it's like, okay, I'm not good enough for NFL anymore. These guys are offering me whatever they're paying these guys to train. It's just a job for them. Anyways, it's sad what the business has come to. I don't like the wrestling business, what it's turning into. Colonel Quayle likes Piper, who's back to sleep now. Yes, Akeem, that's a terrible story about the family. Jason, my day has been excellent. I had a great workout today. I'm going to do some yoga later. I did shoulders and back, followed by the Stairmaster. I climbed the CN Tower on the Stairmaster, which I think is 141 floors. Mike, Sonny should hook up with Buff Bagwell. That would be a reality show for you. Jason, yeah, 30,000 I guess would have been for the medical expenses of the guy and the funeral costs. Who knows if that'll be it, though. I think there's going to be a lot more legal issues coming her way. Dennis, Sonny has had a crazy amount of chances. Tyler says there's new wrestlers from India. Yeah, I guess that's why they're bringing them in. We saw the guy debut on AEW last week because I guess AEW is popular in India too. Jason, I think everybody thinks NXT sucks now. They are making great revenue from places like India and all the old footage and stuff with the network, Saudi Arabia paying them millions. But here in North America, doesn't seem to be as much interest. I mean, the WrestleManias both nights didn't sell out. I believe they had like 80,000 people last time they went to Dallas area, but that was for one show, granted. But obviously, a lot of the people went to both shows, and that's like with Logan Paul and Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar, Vince McMahon wrestling, Austin coming back. You still couldn't sell out. I mean that, and the lack of house shows, that shows you how much interest is here these days. Raj, I've amateur wrestled in Vancouver. I won the national team trials, junior national team trials back in 2001 in Vancouver. Will I ever wrestle professionally out there? Who knows? Dennis is 45 minutes from Allentown. Can he be in the movie? You'd have to apply through the co-writer and one of the producers, Dale Schneck, which I did an interview with him, Bloodhunter movie producer, and I believe his email address is in the contact info of that. Yeah, we are going to be looking for extras, and we're still casting the main parts. It's either going to be recorded the last week of June or the last weekend of July. Hollywood, she hasn't been charged yet. They're waiting for the toxicology report, which for some reason, this happened on March 25th. We're now April 18th. Bizarre that it's taking so long to get the toxicology report. Jason says WrestleMania was the shits. I still haven't seen anything from it other than the highlights from YouTube, and I really don't have much interest in it. Mike, I would be open to a Typhoon interview one day. Dennis, if I need a drunk bum, hire the Good. That's funny. John, I have no idea who Hook is, and I don't even give a damn about AEW. I'm sorry. I do report on it though, but it's such a geeky product to me. It's just I have zero interest in it. Colin Crandall, who is from the MMA Power Hour that airs on Tuesdays on this channel. When are the Rougeau brothers coming back? Well, Jacques just got out of the hospital, and he's still having kidney issues, but he's out of the hospital from an extended stay due to health problems. And Raymond is mayor of Rowden, I forget how you pronounce it, but he's retired and is mayor, and he's doing great. Tyler, someone is the new WWE wrestler from India. Woohoo! Wonderful. I'll be shocked if any of these Indian wrestlers become the next Steve Austin. But maybe, Jinder Mahal had the potential, but then they go to India and they do a big stadium show and they have Triple H beat Jinder Mahal. At least Triple H isn't wrestling anymore, so he won't do that to the next Indian star they try and make a superstar. But why Triple H had to get the victory over Jinder Mahal in India is beyond me. Beyond me. But on that note, look at the thing here. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Hannibal TV. All of these live streams are ad-free on Facebook. Last question. How is Superstar Billy Graham doing? Well, he's back under WWE Legends contract. I know he recently got some money for doing a bunch of autographs for them. Still having a lot of health problems. And to be honest, if he messages me, I'll answer him. He posts updates on his Facebook page here and there, Billy Graham, but I don't bother him because he's got a lot of health issues and they cause him to be rather temperamental at times. So unless he's messaging me, I don't bother him because I don't have anything like that important to bother him about. I'm glad that he's still alive and fighting. And I'll always appreciate everything he's done for me. And I'd encourage you guys to follow him on Facebook at Billy Graham. The posts that he makes on there are done through his webmaster, Mike, but they do come from Billy directly. So follow on there if you want to know. And I'm sorry again about the guy that Sonny allegedly killed. It's a terrible situation, and it could have been prevented. And I do agree that whoever gave her the vehicle, if she did steal this vehicle from the boyfriend, if he actually gave her the keys to drive, I do believe he should be held partially liable for this in the civil action, because that is negligent with her track record.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please help me out and like this video, then click the subscribe and get notifications buttons so you don't miss any of my latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Facebook at The Hannibal TV for more live streams and videos. And while you're at it, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The